I finally got down to my personal goal of owning less than 100 possessions for my own one-bag life. That's why this video is all about these less than 100 possessions that I carry right now for my own personal one-bag life. And at the end of the video, I will give you my single best tip on the easiest way how you can cut down on your possessions for any kind of lifestyle, even if you're not pursuing a one-bag life. So don't miss out. If you are new here, I'm Sven, just an extreme minimalist one-bag lifer with less than 100 possessions and the desire to live his whole life out of just one carry-on sized backpack. So if you end up liking the video, don't forget to subscribe and like, but most important, share a comment with your thoughts at the end of the video. Also, don't forget to check the weekly one-bag life community post and join me on my journey towards a true one-bag life. But I would say, let's get started. What is the lowest number of possessions you owned in your life? Or did you even have a number in mind how many things you wanted to possess at any stage of your life? I definitely did. And as I already mentioned in a couple of my other videos, the number of 100 possessions or less than 100 possessions was in my mind since I started pursuing minimalism about 9 years ago. And now that I have achieved that goal for myself, let's not waste any more time and just dive into my less than 100 possessions for my own one-bag life. So I will put down on the bottom of the video somewhere here a little counter so you know exactly how many items I do own right now. But before I show you what is actually inside of my bag, I just wanted to mention some things that you will not see when I'm unpacking my bag because I'm wearing them right now or I'm filming this video with right now. So first of all, I have one black t-shirt, one black pair of trousers and one piece of underwear I'm wearing right now. And also, as you might see, I use my wireless microphone, which I actually count as 10 separate little small items because there are so many accessories in the box, but you will see later again. So my wireless mic, my phone plus the case for my phone, and also the tripod and the phone clamp I'm using to film this video. So these are the things you won't see later, but I still have them. So let's start with some things that I wear when it's actually colder, so it's more like weather dependent before I show you the insides of my bag. So I have one winter puffer jacket that I'm actually not putting inside my bag right now because actually here in Germany like 4 or 5 days ago it was still snowing and the weather forecast says it maybe will snow again, so I will leave that outside of my bag. And for that reason I also have one pair of winter boots which I actually will replace because I think these are just too big. But when I'm flying also I just wear these because these are my biggest and heaviest pair of boots. And also I have one pair of barefoot shoes that are very, I would say, compressible, so you can make them very, very small and they fit easily into my bag in any kind of space. So these are actually the things that I'm wearing when I'm outside. When we go from here to the things I'm having on my person at all times, I mean, you can see it, I always wear a watch when I'm filming these videos that are always on my person. I also have a wallet with some keys for the house, and I also have a pair of glasses always inside of my pockets, and I always have like a hat or maybe a, I don't know, beanie or something, but most of the times I will wear my hat. But now that you know that, we can actually go into the bag itself. The bag I already showed you, it is the Patagonia 25-liter stealth backpack, and on the outside there is actually not much going on when I'm packing this bag. The only thing I have right here is my water bottle, and otherwise there is nothing else in this stretchy mesh pocket. The other thing I always have inside of the bag or at the front zipper of the bag is my rain jacket actually, because I always want to have quick access to my rain jacket. And that makes it much more easier, but as you can see, there is literally nothing else in there, so this is the only thing. And in the quick access pocket, I always just have my bag, I would say, for groceries when I'm shopping, because I don't want to put food or something inside of the bag without any protection, I would say. And it's also my, I would say, dirty laundry bag. So this is actually everything going on the outside of my bag. But now let's go inside of the bag. And let's see what we have there. So first of all, we have a first packing cube. and a second packing cube and a third packing cube. So there's actually nothing left inside the bag. Normally my tablet would be sitting right here, but I have it actually on my side right now so that I can have a better overview of what I'm talking about. So I can just lay it down, I guess. Let me put it up here, right here. And also what's not inside of my backpack right now is actually my charger with 2 charging cables, one for my tablet and one for my phone, because I'm currently using these right now. So I have enough power for my tablet and also for my phone. So I will put these away so I can get to my packing cubes. And I would say just let's start with one of them. So I put these 2 away. So this is one of my packing cubes. And as you can see, there are a lot of things actually inside. So one thing I mentioned before is my wireless microphone. It's the DJI Mini. And as you can see, if I open these up, there are a lot of things inside and a lot of things on my phone and the wireless transmitters. So these are these 10 things I mentioned before. I also have a new shirt that I was gifted, and I will use this as a running shirt actually because I want to start running. And I also now switched again to having shampoo and toothpaste, and also I switched from my electrical toothbrush to a manual one, but I will tell you in a future video why I switched. I also have one pair of headphones, one USB flash drive with all my important data, the packing cube itself, and also my toiletry bag or my toiletry kit. And inside here is literally everything else I need. So I have my electrical razor, which for me are actually 4 pieces because I have this attachment, this comb, the razor itself, the charging cable, and also, I don't know where it is actually, like a little brush to brush these things. I have my pencil inside here, I have my nail clipper, and I also have my earplugs, which I always use with the case. That's why I count this as one item, because I would never just put these things right into my packing cube or into my bag, because when you're at places that are a little bit more dirty, you definitely want to have something that protects these earbuds. And sometimes, I don't know why it's in here, but I have a hairband, but I actually never use it. And as I said, one toiletry pouch. So let's go on to the second packing cube. I think this will fit. So this is my second packing cube with the things I rarely use, I would say. And these are some gloves that I use for the winter if it's cold. I still could use them because it's sometimes very cold here. This is my packable towel. As you can see, I had these since I was traveling because it's very handy that it's so small and I use it actually for everything. So this is a thing, and whoopsala. And also you may notice this thing. This is actually still my diving glasses or my snorkeling mask or whatever you want to call it with this pouch. So 2 things. I still have it even though I'm not scuba diving right now, but I think it was such a perfect fit that I still will keep it until I won't dive again. And on the other side, because it's a 2-sided packing cube, I have my hoodie or my sweatshirt, that only sweatshirt that I have right now. So this is the thing in here. And I guess I have a little bit more space on this side. So we will have the third packing cube. And this is also a 2-sided packing cube with all the things I use very, very often. So I have my second pair of underwear. I have 2 pairs of socks, one long and one short. My second black t-shirt that I'm wearing. And also my buff, which doubles down as a hood, I would say, or not a hood, but as a beanie. So I don't have a separate beanie anymore. I had one before, but I replaced it. And if we go down to here, to the lower part of the packing cube, I have my swimming shorts, which double down or triple down, I would say, as my running shorts and also as my shorts for the summer. And also one shirt I have here, the shirt that I'm wearing like all the time for almost everything when it's like not as or more formal, I would say, than I needed to have. But these are actually maybe all of the things I'm having in these 3 packing cubes right now. And actually I'm thinking about if I missed anything, but technically these are actually all the things I'm currently carrying. And the only thing that I'm not counting, because I already mentioned it in the last video, is this pouch. So the pouch itself counts as an item, but everything inside doesn't count, because these are important documents that you are required to have, like my ID, my passport, vaccination requirements, and a little bit of medicine. But in general, these are just things that you are, as I said, are required to have by law in Germany. So I won't count the insides of this bag, but the bag itself definitely counts. So I guess that's literally everything. The count should be around, I would say, I don't know, 60 to 70 or 75 maybe right now, I guess, with everything. And if you followed my last video, you still know that this is my bed and I have 4 pieces of furniture that I'm currently owning. So even though a little bit of things are still left, like my furniture and something else, it's way under 100 possessions that I have right now. As you can see, even with the furniture and other things that I own, I'm still below the 100 possession mark line. And surely, I know, this is just the way how I count my things, and surely there are some more things that I use on a daily basis, but these are things that I don't count because these are shared items. And I know that is not perfect in any means, and yes, living with less than 100 possessions would mean I have in general less than 100 possessions, but the things that I actually own for myself are these less than 100 possessions. But now that you know these less than 100 possessions that I own for my personal one-bag life, here is my single best tip on the easiest way how you can cut down on your possessions for any kind of lifestyle, even if you're not pursuing a one-bag life. It is what I call the declutter cabinet or closet. And it is as simple as that you put everything that you rarely use in some form of closed cabinet or closet. And then just bring it back up again or take it again if you really need it. And if it stays longer than 30 days in this cabinet, it's time to declutter. That's quite easy because I think if you put something away that you rarely use and won't use it for the next 30 days because you can't see it, it's definitely a thing that you should think about getting rid of. And for me personally, if you do that again and again and again, so putting stuff into the closet or cabinetry and putting some things out or declutter them, it is an ongoing process where you can cut down on your possessions, in my opinion, in the easiest way, because you will definitely have some space to put these things. And if you really need them, you can get them back. But most of the time they will sit there for longer than 30 days. So you can cut down in a very smooth and ongoing process on your belongings. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and like, but most important, share a comment with the number of things you think you possess right now. And also don't forget about the weekly One Bag Life community post. The next video will be about my pursuit of living a low-tech life while pursuing a one-bag life. In the meantime, you can watch my last video to find out how you can count your things for a one-bag life. But as always, thank you so much for watching and I see you in the next video.